the thumbs up?
I think he's gonna come back in.
Okay. All right, bud. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Wednesday, June 7th. It's the Curry County Board of Commissioners business meeting. It's 9 a.m. and I'm going to call this meeting to order. If you please stand, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda is amendments and approval of the agenda. Additions, corrections, let's say,
I don't have.
nothing?
No, good.
Okay,
I'll move to approve the
okay.
agenda as written.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the agenda by my two colleagues, and motion to approve is, I'll look for a vote of all in favor, say yes.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the long way of doing
it's
it.
early.
I say
We'll
yes.
get rolling.
I say yes, so the motion carries 3-0. I was thinking in there I should introduce you to all of us, but not during the motion, so now I will. On the far right is John Jesuit. He's our, if you ever watch MASH, he's our Radar O'Reilly at the Board of Commissioners office. Jonathan J. Trost on my right from Brookings. Brad Elkhorn on my left. Ted Fitzgerald, County Counsel / Director of Operations. Okay, next thing is public comments. We only have one, and that's Laura Hogan from Port Orford. Well, kind of halfway. She's at Arizona Beach, lives right across the street from the garden, so. Lauren, come on up to the podium. Yep, sorry, that's the,
Okay.
yep. You don't have to touch them, they're on.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, I'm a little sick, so I apologize.
they're fine.
But I just wanted to show up and kind of give my opinion in person. I know that the testimonial has closed for Arizona Ranch Road and the proposed RV park, but I have spoken to a lot of environmental groups locally, all throughout Oregon actually, and I talked to the water master, and there's a lot of concerns about the local creeks there, Muscle Creek and Myrtle Creek specifically. There is protected fish in each of those creeks, and there's protected water levels. So the water master really covers the water levels, but ODWF covers the protection of the fish. I have kind of been doing research and, like I said, talking to different environmental groups, and we're concerned with the amount of water the proposed park is going to pull from the ground. That is going to severely affect not only our residential wells, but also these creeks. So I know that I've called in, I know that I missed the testimonial closing, but I thought it would be wise of me to show up since I believe in it, even though it probably can't be taken into account anymore. It's important. And just let you guys know that the residents around this whole park of Arizona Ranch Road do not want this. We have all been talking, and everybody is pretty concerned and upset, not just for the environmental impacts, but also obviously for our personal well and our families, those sorts of impacts. That is a huge concern. I wanted to bring that up. Also, just like how I called in and I tried to speak with the director of planning, Becky. Her behavior was inappropriate, and I wanted to bring that to light in front of people because it was really inappropriate. I tried to call with concerns, and I was essentially yelled at and hung up on. And I thought, okay, well, I can email, I can call, I can report, but this is something that needs to be brought into light. So I don't obviously agree with that. I feel like as a Curry County resident and as a business owner here, we all deserve more respect, and that's why I'm here. And then I have one more thing. There are a lot of needles at the park, the children's play park. So that is a concern. I'm also a mom of two, and my 2-year-old found a needle recently. And that is something that needs to be heavily addressed.
Which play park are you talking about?
The one in Gold Beach.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was inside the pirate ship. it's happened once prior, and it's very concerning. Also, the like little wooded part right there across from the stream is essentially like a homeless camp, and a lot of kids play through there, and I have some real concerns about health and safety of our children. So I wanted to also bring that to light. And that's about all I had to say, guys.
Well, just for your information, so that would be like a 911 call, and that
I did call.
city. That would be the city.
I called and I
yeah.
talked to the police department, and I've reported it to 911, and I've been shuffled, and so I think it's just important to talk about anywhere I can, because it's a huge, huge, huge liability and a huge safety hazard for our kids. So
Yeah, who would have thought we have to police the area where our kids play at
yes.
Kid Town, right?
Yes, and the officer I spoke with said that she had just done a sweep, and so it's a common problem, which is very alarming to me. So
It is.
I'm hoping that there's more action to prevent it versus just picking up after it, because one little missed needle is a kid that could end up with a disease or overdose.
Yep.
So that's part of why I wanted to come in today.
All right, thank you.
Thank
We spoke on the phone last week, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I called in, and I've just been trying to speak with anyone I can who's open to hearing me, and I have nothing but respectful conversation and dialogue. So, like I said, what I was met with was pretty surprising, and so here I am.
Just putting a face to the conversation.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you guys.
Lauren.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Thanks.
time.
Thank you.
Consent agenda, gentlemen. Need a motion to approve A through G, unless you want to discuss any of those. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Just go over it one more time.
A lot of good grants coming in for juvenile.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Real quick,
Okay.
just a little bit of
A little
discussion.
good discussion, yeah. The only time I don't ask, you want discussion,
Yeah, I
of
know,
course.
right?
Go ahead.
First, I just want to say, number one, thank you to the Rail House Foundation
Mm.
and to All Care Health for their donations to the juvenile department and for this community wildfire reduction grant coming in. Those are giant right now.
Yeah,
And also to Douglas County. So the intergovernmental agreement to provide detention services for our juveniles is a big deal.
yep.
And it's one that we've fought for a long time. We used to use Del Norte, as you guys know. And Del Norte has permanently closed their
Oh,
juvenile
really?
detention.
Okay.
And so our surrounding sister counties have stepped up. Douglas stepped up several years ago when we saw this coming. But we also are getting support from Josephine. They have a different kind of program as well, so we can find some specialized needs when we need a residential level of security for these kids. Not residential, but secure level for these kids. So, yes, so
Very good.
thank you to those. So with that, I'm ready to vote.
Okay, all in favor say yes.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Next up is discussion action items. Second reading of the Planning Commission to the Citizen Committee for Involvement. Ted Fitzgerald.
This is the second reading of the ordinance to achieve the goal of ODOT regarding a slide up on the way to Port Orford. And Becky, if I'm not mistaken, I don't need to read the ordinance again, do I?
Well, second reading.
Well,
Well,
if it's
you
already
generally-
been,
you
if it's
can-
been published, I don't
Okay.
think I do.
I don't think you do, although Rabia was going to answer that question.
Yeah, okay, well then I will read it. And the only thing that I have to say about it in this second reading is, as we looked through it, the section 4 says that the ordinance will be adopted 90 days from the date of this order, but in fact, the ordinance actually has an emergency clause because of the nature of the time sensitivity of getting this done.
Okay.
So I would ask that we mark out the adoption, or the section 4, that we mark that out and adopt the emergency clause as well. So But in the meantime, I will just read it again so that we can see it. Whereas Curry County Comprehensive Plan establishes a Citizens Committee for involvement in order to adhere to the requirements of the Land Conservation and Development Goal 1, citizen involvement, and whereas the Curry County Citizens Committee for Involvement was active during the development of the comprehensive plan and again during the Brookings Urban Growth Boundary Amendment process, whereas multiple counties throughout Oregon have combined the roles of the Citizens Involvement Committee and the Planning Commission for the purpose of adhering to the requirements of LCDC Goal 1. Now therefore, the Board of Commissioners hereby ordains as follows: the ordinance shall be known as ordinance number, we'll add that, and may be cited as ordinance allowing the Planning Commission to serve as the Citizens Committee for Involvement. This ordinance is enacted pursuant to the authority vested in this governing body to make decisions regarding the constitution of Curry County CCI. This ordinance allows the Curry County Planning Commission to act as the Curry County Citizens Committee for Involvement for purposes of carrying out the citizen participation program Goal 1 for Curry County during a comprehensive plan amendment process in accordance with the comprehensive plan goals and policies. There's a severance clause of any section, subsection, paragraph, sentence, clause, or phrase of this ordinance or any part thereof is for any reason held to be unconstitutional or otherwise invalid. Such decision shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of this ordinance or any part thereof. The legislative body hereby declares that it would have passed each section, subsection, subdivision, paragraph, sentence, clause, or phrase thereof, irrespective of the fact that any provision be declared unconstitutional or otherwise invalid. The Board of Commissioners for the County of Curry deems the adoption of this ordinance to be necessary for the immediate preservation and protection of the public peace, health, safety, and general welfare for Curry County, and to facilitate the timely completion of important Curry business. Therefore, it is declared that an emergency exists, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon its adoption. This ordinance shall become effective upon the date of this ordinance.
So Ted, we're supposed to just cross out that section 4, or?
Yeah, that's
Or are we gonna redo the ordinance and sign it with that gone, or?
right.
Okay.
At this point, do we need to ask for a vote, or this is just the second reading?
Second reading and a vote.
Okay, then I would ask for a motion for approval of that.
I'll move to approve the second reading of the Planning Commission, Citizen Committee for Involvement resolution or ordinance
As amended?
as amended.
Taking out that adoption.
I'll second it.
Got a second? Any other question, comments, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
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 I say yes, motion carries 3-0.
I'll move to approve the Planning Commission's Citizens Committee for Involvement ordinance
And I'll second that.
as amended.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor say yes.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Second up is Giska appeal of Planning Commission decision to approve Arizona Ranch RV Park.
And you have before you, you've got the recommendation of the Planning Commission.
Yep.
And we just need a vote regarding that recommendation. Approval, you need a decision on the appeal, whether the appeal is denied or not.
So you got it in your packet, very last thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can proceed with a motion to direct staff to prepare a final order for the decision in accordance with its report. I would say that would be the appropriate.
So we'll entertain a motion to that effect.
What was the wording on that again, Ted?
The wording is, the motion to direct staff to prepare a final order for the decision in accordance with the staff report.
And I'll make a motion to reflect that.
Okay,
I'll second it.
got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
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 I say yes, motion carries 3-0. Next up is, elected official updates, commissioner update, elected official updates. I think the only other elected official is Dave, and he's shaking his head no. Commissioner updates, Mr. Alcorn is up.
Just an update on County College. We go one more time this month, and that'll be it. And then graduate from it. So that'll be over and done. It's been a very helpful process. Learned a lot and made a lot of really good contacts that have been very useful during our local emergency with this cyber
Yeah.
attack. We have Umatilla here right now, and I had a conversation with the Umatilla commissioners at County College, and she called me back as soon as we got back from school, and offered them up, and they've been great.
Yeah.
Same thing with Lane County. Commissioner Trost and I spent some time with one of the Lane County commissioners, and man, they played a pivotal role in helping us through this crisis. So good experience, and thankful that way.
Anything else, Brad?
No.
Okay, I'm up next. Got a call, and I think you both you gentlemen will get the same call from a old timer, Dale Hoy. I know Ted knows him. Lives up the river, Chetco River on the North Bank, and he just says, just tons of homeless and trash. So I don't know. Val's here from the Windchuck. Dale and Sherry also went to a wedding last weekend on the South Bank, so they went up to the golf course, and he said the South Bank was just as bad.
Yep.
So that was like Saturday, and then Sunday he said, because he's like 2.5 miles up, right by Pump House Pole. Those folks had moved around. You know, I think they just move around, and so he called the deputy, and he said, "What do we do?" And I said, "I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what we do."
I'll go look at it. I've been getting a bunch of complaints from the South Bank specifically, and we'll have to develop some sort of a response. I have a lot of complaints, and people are there's public safety issues, not unrelated to what's happening here at the
Yep.
kids park. It's
Yeah,
a real problem.
it's all related, right?
Yeah.
So his deal, and I'm thinking it's still illegal to litter, right? I mean, and because he saw actually them taking trash out of their trailer, and leaving it on the side of the road, and I don't know if you get pictures or.
It's illegal to litter and then also to trespass. So, yes.
But if you're in a turnout, and if you're moving the next day, but you forget to pack up your litter.
Well, I think it's important just to have a deputy come out and assess whether any crimes have taken place or not. And if there is a witness that can have physical evidence corroborate that a crime has occurred, I'm sure our deputies will take action on it. But our deputies are very handcuffed by
Yeah.
our state rules and regulations that govern this issue.
I know there's a neighbor of Val's up the river. She knows him and I know him, but he, up the Windchuck, who has physically followed these guys and taken, he's a pretty bold guy, and he just takes pictures, and they get into a discussion, and he just tells them that you're not welcome here if you're going to do this, and it hasn't been physical yet, but we all know that usually turns into something physical, and so
It would be nice to avoid that.
yeah.
I do think it's important, though, for people to understand that, the sheriff's department is here for you. And when you have issues like that, don't hesitate to call. Don't feel like you're putting a burden, or don't worry about calling. That's why the sheriff's department is here. They're here to protect and serve you. So I would encourage people to call and not hesitate to call, and call sooner than later. And that's why we have the sheriff's department.
Agreed. That's all I have, Commissioner Trost.
I unfortunately have a lot of experience on that last discussion.
Yeah, with the, cause you guys, does the city still have the social security bar, or is that,
Yes,
okay,
but just the access point.
okay, yeah, just that
Yeah,
entrance?
that's generally not the worst part. It's the bar
Yes,
itself.
the bar.
But the needles, the trash, the continual repair and maintenance of destroyed public spaces was continual. We had replaced pumps probably every quarter, replacing pumps because they're jammed with needles or lighters, whatever. So it's definitely it's a public health issue as well. So regardless of that, spoke with the ONC committee chair and executive director yesterday. I talked to them about coming out to do they do a road tour every once in a while. They come to counties and provide an hour-long presentation on current situation of that committee, where we are. And so they reached out this morning and asked what would be some good dates for that kind of a workshop. So, I'm thinking, maybe we look at a workshop, schedule that for like a workshop in August.
Yeah.
We should have some more information about how the court's going to proceed in the Supreme Court. The attorney has been secured for that process, so we should get some more information at that point. But are you guys okay with setting up a
Yeah.
workshop in August
Yeah.
for them to
Yeah.
come?
Of course.
2nd and 16th is our, planned meetings.
Okay. So maybe I'll shoot for August. That's our planned business meetings.
Yep, planned, just like yep.
So it would be the next Wednesday. It would be the off Wednesday, right? We do it every other Wednesday
Yeah,
as
we
a
can,
workshop.
we can do it after, like we're gonna do today. We're gonna have a, meeting at 9 and a 2 o'clock workshop, so we can do that, or we can do,
Yeah.
if you can, whatever works for them, I
Okay.
think we're,
Yeah, see what their schedule
Yeah.
is, but yeah, it'd be good to hear from them.
Okay.
we're available.
And then I just wanted to see with you guys. So I was gonna go up to Eugene. I got a message from Tulane County. Mike Finch sent me a message. They are planning to do a recognition of their staff for their efforts here
Okay.
on July 11th. And so I was gonna see if you guys were okay with me going up to represent the BOC in things as well.
That gonna be some kind of it's gonna be like a bonus for them to be able to see you.
No, I just would be
Okay.
willing to make
Just
the
checking.
drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad's the best on.
I mean, I
You
think
know-
they'd be real happy to see you too. I mean, it's a great opportunity for
know.
everybody, right?
Yeah. So one of us.
No, I
No, definitely.
think you should do it.
And then put together some kind of a little thank you
Yeah.
of some sort as well.
Definitely. And yeah, if we get a list of everybody that we send something up for them.
Yeah, maybe some curry specific
Yep.
Yeah.
gift bag type thing. So
Yeah.
okay,
That's it?
that's all I got.
All right. Brad had something else, so.
Yeah, one more thing I forgot, the ONC thing kind of reminded me. I spoke with Ted about this yesterday, and, we're going through the budget process right now, and of course, we all know where we stand financially and the struggles that we're facing with that. So looking for other funding sources is very critical and important right now. The ONC thing reminded me of my conversation with Ted yesterday, which was related to the windmills. Of course, there is no one here, especially no one at this table, that supports windmills coming. We all know the impacts and effects that those windmills will have They will be detrimental to the environment. They bring no value to this county. And we do not support them. However, there is a strong and likely chance that they are coming. So when they do, and the government forces them upon us, I want to be in a position and be proactive with looking at some type of franchise charge or some type of revenue that's associated with what we have to have. So I spoke with Ted about that yesterday. There is some progress with that in California and the Central Coast, and some other areas are also working towards that. So I know Ted talked to Rabia, and we're doing some research on that, and I just wanted to update the two of you to let you know that
Good.
that is on the forefront. I'm trying to be as proactive with it as I can to make sure that we don't get left behind. That.
Very good. To me, it makes no sense. They've said, the federal government has said that this is for California.
Right.
And I know we have wind, but so does Northern California has wind, just
Yeah.
like we do. Anyway. So if that's it, I would, are we in executive session? You
No,
got it?
we're not.
Okay,
What time is the workshop?
2,
2 o'clock.
Yep.
Copy that.
right here, that agenda. And so we are going to have a workshop at 2 o'clock. It's going to be about Curry County Road Department operations. Other than that, folks, I'll look for a
I'll move to adjourn.
move to adjourn.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Everybody just stand up and leave. Or stick around and visit. Thanks for attending.